Here is the intuitive account of how emotions work. You perceive something in the world, a threat, a loss, a triumph, a beloved face. That perception causes a feeling, fear, grief, joy, love. And that feeling then causes your body to respond. Your heart races, tears come, you smile, you reach out. The sequence is perception, feeling, bodily response. In 1884, William James published a short paper that reversed this sequence completely. And the reversal, once you understand it, changes everything about how you think about emotional life. James's claim was that we do not tremble because we are afraid. We are afraid because we tremble. We do not cry because we grieve. We grieve because we cry. The bodily response is not the consequence of the emotion, it is the emotion. Or more precisely, the emotion is the perception of the bodily response. His argument was phenomenological and empirical. He asked his readers to perform a thought experiment. Try to imagine an emotion entirely stripped of its bodily component. Imagine fear without any sense of increased heartbeat, without quickened breathing, without tension in the muscles, without a feeling of alertness and urgency running through the body. What remains? James's answer was, nothing. There is no residuum, no pure inner feeling of fear that persists after all the bodily sensations are removed. The bodily sensations, taken together, simply are the emotional experience. This is what became known as the James-Lange theory, named for James and the Danish physiologist Carl Lange, who independently reached similar conclusions in the same year. It was deeply counterintuitive, and it provoked an immediate response from the physiologist Walter Cannon, who argued in the 1920s that the body's responses are too slow and too undifferentiated to account for the richness and specificity of emotional experience. Cannon's critique was influential, and for decades the James-Lange theory was treated as a historical curiosity. But modern neuroscience has largely rehabilitated it. Antonio Damasio's somatic marker hypothesis, the idea that bodily states are integral to decision-making and emotional processing, not merely parallel to it, is in many ways a sophisticated elaboration of James's insight. Lisa Feldman Barrett's theory of constructed emotion, the view that emotions are actively created by the brain using bodily signals and prior experience, rather than passively received from the environment, is deeply Jamesian in structure. The evidence from embodied cognition is particularly striking. Numerous studies have confirmed that manipulating the body changes emotional experience. The classic pen-and-mouth experiment, holding a pen in the mouth in a way that activates the muscles used for smiling causes subjects to find cartoons funnier. Adopting expansive, open postures affects feelings of confidence and power. Walking upright rather than slouched affects mood. These findings are exactly what James's theory predicts. The body is not merely expressing emotion but constituting it. The practical consequences are significant. If you want to change how you feel, you can change what you do with your body. This is not a superficial trick. It is, on James's account, the very mechanism by which emotion is generated. The person who sits up straight, breathes deeply, relaxes their shoulders, and walks with energy is not pretending to feel confident. They are, by these actions, generating the bodily conditions under which confidence is actually felt. James extended this into a general principle. Action seems to follow feeling, but really action and feeling go together, and by regulating the action, which is under the more direct control of the will, we can indirectly regulate the feeling, which is not. If you want to be courageous, act as courageous people act. If you want to be interested, act as interested people act. The feeling follows the action, not always, not perfectly, but reliably enough to make the strategy worth adopting. This is not the same as suppressing genuine emotion or denying psychological reality. It is an insight about the bidirectional relationship between body and mind, a relationship that modern science is still working to fully understand, more than a century after James first described it. Subscribe to The Psychology of William James for more of his timeless ideas.